Alright, so why'd you start jiu-jitsu?
Well, to be honest, it's because I lost a bet.
And what was that bet?
Not really quite. I can't really remember anymore. It was about half a year ago, and it was against you, if you don't remember.
Yeah, I remember that. I just don't remember what it was. I remember for
Yeah.
some reason you had to go to jiu-jitsu. What made you keep going?
Well, I don't know what it was about, but I deeply enjoyed it.
What part of jiu-jitsu do you find, like, the most enjoyable?
Probably just the. I mean, at first I thought a lot about like how to do things, and then it was like everyone said just do. So I let my body take control, and I kind of just know certain things now that I never knew before just because, you know,
Yeah. Was there like a method of just letting your body take over? Did you have like, because I know you
trusting my
did
instincts.
just trusting yourself?
Yeah, because I never really trusted myself before like that. And it was just something completely new.
I know the biggest thing with a lot of white belts is it's just fear, and I don't see that rolling with you. You try weird shit a lot. You tried takedowns with a wrestler on Monday. I mean, you tried, but
Didn't work that well, but
we'll keep trying. Eventually, you'll get it.
trial and error.
You know, for like the first 3 months, all I got was guillotined because of my takedowns. So it's not like you're anywhere I wasn't.
Gotta start somewhere.
Exactly, exactly. What's it like being a white belt and kind of like, I don't want to call it the advanced class, but we have more colored belts than the other class.
Yeah, I being like the only white belt other than maybe Eduardo and whatnot. I think there's only like four white belts in our class, and then it's just a bunch of upper belts.
There's just a bunch of
So
killers on the mat.
I have to say it sucks. It's really tough.
How do you
But I mean,
get,
I guess my learning curve is also going up a lot faster because of it. But I'm getting my butt whooped all the time.
like, that helps you learn faster? I know I've noticed you're definitely learning a lot faster than I was. That just has to do with, like, you just came in with a much better mentality. I came in bullheaded. I was a high school wrestler. I was going to be an MMA fighter. That's that. I'm already good at fighting. I beat everybody up on the street, get into class, get whooped, and throw up the first day. Get pushed so hard they make me puke first day in. They're like, oh, you want to be a fighter, do you? Well, this is what a fighter has to do. I was not ready for that. I am glad they did that to me. They gave me a really big reality check.
Yeah, I've noticed that you come into class with in a way, you just get kind of humbled.
It's hard not to be humbled when you're getting fucked up by six. Like, come on, dog. All right, so what has been your most scary experience in jiu-jitsu so far? You've been in for almost 6 months now. There's got to be something that has happened.
Uh, like when you're rolling with someone and well, mostly other white belts. White belts muscle everything. So when they do that, it gets a little scary because I don't know, something can just break at any second.
Bro, spazzy white belts are terrifying. You
Guess it
gotta.
just depends on how they come in and how what kind of mindset they have, I guess.
And then you've been lucky enough you haven't really gotten any injuries. You've gotten some like sprains here and there, right? Got some muscle pulls.
Yeah, like the other day, I got pulled forward in someone's full guard and placed both my hands on the mat for 1 second. Uh, got a hugger applied to my left arm, and that didn't. That was really quick.
Imagine being a colored belt and having to snap a submission on a white belt. Hold up, and not just a colored belt, a purple belt, and snapping a submission on a white belt. Come on. Come on.
I just figure it happens.
No, that's a big old dick move.
Yeah,
That's a
he felt
big old dick move.
he felt sorry before he was apologizing. He apologized probably about 2 or 3 times.
Okay, Albert, I apologize to him for you. Leg locks for days, boy. Speaking of which, I regret teaching you leg locks. It was not fun the day you tried one.
No, because I actually got one, didn't I? Kinda. You had to
Yeah,
roll. Yeah, you
yeah,
had to
that
roll.
yeah, that shit was in. That bitch was in, and I was just like, oh no, oh no, bro. So we got a tournament coming up in September. What's your plan for it?
Well, I haven't really made up my mind if I was gonna go or not, but more and more time goes on, the more and more I think about maybe I should just do it. But if I feel like it's not like I'm winning like a world tournament, you
Oh,
know.
but it's
So
gonna
like
be experience to test your
it's no
jiu-jitsu.
pressure. I'm saying that's like all in my
Yeah.
mind.
Yeah. You're definitely gonna have some sort of competition anxiety, whether that be a little bit or a lot. It's your first tournament. You didn't really do any other. Did you ever do any sports where you had to compete by yourself?
Uh, I don't think I did. I think
Yeah.
I tried baseball, but I didn't think I liked it too much. And then I tried karate. I was in karate until I can't remember what belts after yellow in karate. I mean, I know some are
I
different
think. I mean, I did Taekwondo, so my belt system might be different than yours, but I think after yellow, it's green. It's
because
either green or blue.
I got rid of all my stuff from karate, so I can't remember which belt it was afterwards. But I just made it. I don't have any memories of me wearing that belt. I just was like, I'm out now. I made it to here. I'm good. But I was also really small at that point.
Would mean you
I
were
was probably
really
only
small.
I was only like 12 when I left. So
Yeah, but you're still really small.
all right, see how it is.
All right, but like, so you are going to compete. I'm sorry to tell you, you don't have a choice.
Okay. That's
Everyone in class is going. You are going as well. You're not going to be the dude who sits back when everyone else goes on a field trip. That's fucking weird. That's fucking weird. So
it's
now that
weird,
you
huh?
know, yeah, so now that you know you're competing, are you pulling guard?
Well, I'll try not to.
Please, for the love of God, don't pull guard. Get
Well, the
taken
next few
down.
months. Hey, I never. Like I said,
Yeah.
I only been trying to take or use takedowns for the last what 2 times I went to class. So
Yeah.
I'm probably going to be uh probably be trying it now.
Here's my
Next 2 months,
biggest,
I'll try to do my
yeah,
best on learning how to properly do takedowns and stuff.
here's my biggest advice to you going to a wipeout tournament. If you can last more than a minute and not be gassed at the tournament, you're probably going to be doing better than they were. You saw my first tournament footage. I was gassed in 45 seconds. That shit is hard. And you have so much
I
like
guess it's just
adrenaline
the
pumping. Yep.
anxiety and adrenaline pumping through you, and
Just
I don't
straight adrenaline dump.
I don't see myself reacting that way, but it could happen to me because I've
No,
never experienced it before.
and then if you don't, you're going to be at a much better. You're already going to be at an advantage on the other white belts. Now, I'm disappointed I can't use knee bars. However, the rules do say I can suplex people as long as they don't land on their head. So,
Mm.
you know damn well I'm sending someone to the center of the earth.
Seen you do it already.
That was an accident. I felt so bad. It's just like
It was.
natural instincts. You get behind somebody, my back just starts arching. My body just wants to suplex people.
I was like, oh, he's going for a ride.
And then the fucked up part is I almost did it again, but I was like, no, and sat out real quick. He almost got a double suplex. Poor Eduardo. So how do you do against the other white belts in class?
It depends. There's obviously Louise, and man, he's a different type right now because he goes to every class, puts in the work. I think he got promoted 2 stripes last time, right?
Yeah, Luis is a four-stripe white belt.
Yeah,
He's good.
yeah, he went from a freaking 2 to a 4. I was like, wow. I mean, putting in all that time. You think he goes to the morning classes and the night classes?
He goes to the morning classes, he goes
5
to Micah's
a.m.
classes, he goes
Yeah,
to
5
George's
a.m.,
classes,
7. It's
and then he still
crazy.
goes to the weekend classes half the time. Bro is doing jujitsu 2 times a day, 4 days a week, and still goes for the open mat for like 2 hours.
Well, I asked him the one time after a roll, and I was like, how is your mindset? How do you do this?" And he's like, "I just surround myself with like audiobooks, listening to these things while working and going to every class day in and day out." Um, and it's crazy. He just like immerses himself in the whole world.
If I had Luis's mentality, I would be so much further in my fighting career.
It's crazy. I mean, he's learning fast too.
Oh, he's good. He's to the point where I'm pretty sure I've been doing this for at least a year longer than him. At least. I've been doing this for almost 3 years now. I don't know when he started. I think he started a little bit after I fucked up my shoulder. She's been doing it maybe a year and a half less than I am. Mans will tap me if I don't watch out and do everything perfectly. I can't play guard with Luis. I play guard with you and the other white belts. I can't play guard with him. He will fuck me up.
It's just the fact of I noticed that his techniques are, I mean, he, his techniques are really good, but I know as I compare them to other belts, he doesn't do them as smooth. He's still getting into it.
Well, it's
He's still
still,
perfecting.
yeah, he's still a white belt and he's still newer to the sport and learning. Just like my technique compared to like any other blue belt essentially is going to be dog shit because I'm
I
newer
guess
to the sport.
I'm also looking at like
But he
where
does some
all the other
weird shit.
belts. Yeah, I'm looking at where the other belts like really stand in terms of like knowledge and
If you get promoted in Coach George's class or like any of the classes at our academy, you deserved it. Coach George does not promote easily. It is very hard to get a belt promotion. There's some schools that you just show up and you get the belt. There's some schools that you have to learn, you have to be able to show that you know like this technique, this technique, this technique, and then that's how you earn a stripe. And then when you know this technique and this technique, that's how you get your blue belt. But Coach George does it over personal growth and overall skill. Like where you get a blue belt is going to be at a different point than where Ryan gets his blue belt, or where like Jose gets his blue belt. It's going to be at a different spot because you as a blue belt should be you're going to be different people. So like for example, he held me back longer because he said he wants me to have more development as a white belt. Like I was whooping on blue belts. However, I myself had more development as a white belt. You get it?
yeah.
Like it's
I
like personal growth as well as growth in the martial art. He looks at both things.
I was like more in the lines of like at what point in your jujitsu career, like with like belt colors, like like what do the belt colors overall signify?
I
You know,
think
like white belts don't know crap, so you're just learning, and then blue belt is like, I
blue
guess
belts you
like
kind of
just trying
understand.
to like, yeah, you like have a grasp of it.
White belt is you learn to survive. Blue belt is you learn to try things. Purple belt is the things that you're trying or working. Brown belt is you learn to do anything wherever you want. You control the position by the time you're a brown belt. And when you at black belt, you're setting up perfect traps, so you just sit there and they submit themselves for you.
Gotcha. Yeah, it's big learning, just constantly learning things.
And like what I think is really cool about jiu-jitsu is like there's this thing where you're like when you first start in you're like wow there's so much to learn, and then you learn a little bit and you're like wow I think I've learned a lot, and then you get to another point and you're like holy shit I don't know anything about jiu-jitsu. Like dog,
Like
like you and the other white belts come up to me and be asking me questions about jiu-jitsu. I'm like, dude, I'm just a fucking blue belt. I kind of know what I'm talking about. Don't ask me.
I remember asking you that kind of stuff the one day while this one newbie was in, uh, and he didn't, obviously know what side control or anything was. And we were doing the drills and stuff, and you're like showing him all that. I was trying my best.
Yeah, you see, I understand the basics of stuff. That's kind of why I have a blue belt. What does it mean to be a jiu-jitsu athlete to you?
Um, I guess strive for perfect technique. You know what I mean?
Just,
Putting in the time to just learning things immediately, learning why you apply it, and then just overall perfection.
I think striving towards perfection is a good goal if you understand that it's never going to happen.
Gotcha. Well, you
Like,
can apply for like if you want to like apply it like in real life, it's I mean, depends on what kind of situation you want to apply it in though. Because I mean, if you're a fighter, then it's a different mentality than I just learned for self defense.
I mean, not too much. Most of the things that work in the cage work on the street. The only thing you don't have in the cage are like dick kicks, eye gouges, and shit like that. Although, no matter how much martial arts you know, I'm gonna say if anybody ever tries to fight you on the street, you just de-escalate that shit. No matter how good you think you can fight, just de-escalate that shit. You don't know if they have a knife. You don't know if their friend has a gun. You don't know anything about anything that's going on. If you want to fight, go to street beefs, go to the amateur rings, like figure out the right ways to fight. That might sound weird to some people, an actual like fighter telling people don't fight, but it's fucking stupid. The consequences that you can kill people. Like you, Albert, like you could kill someone. If someone's trying to like physically hurt you, you put them
You
in a
defend
rear, yeah,
yourself.
you put them in a rear naked choke. You're probably not going to let go until they stop moving, right?
Yeah,
Well, there's not that long before they stop moving until they die.
I already had that experience before.
Yeah, you had someone black
And
out
as
on you.
a white belt, that was pretty fucking kind of a terrifying experience having someone just go blank on you, stop moving completely, like no like there's went from like someone's my guard and full pressure on me and whatnot, and I get this cross collar. Is that what it's called?
Yeah,
Wrap your hand or wrap your one hand across their collar and then the other part of their collar, and then you just
yeah, good
squeeze in
old
with your
cross collar
elbows.
choke.
He said he didn't feel it. I can't believe him because he did not tap at all. So
Ah, the best chokes are the ones you never feel. They just slip right in there, and the pressure's on the side of your neck. So like most people who don't understand what's going on aren't gonna feel in danger. Ben probably didn't feel in danger because he was just like, oh, he's a white belt, so he's not gonna get this. He just didn't respect your skill, but he should have.
I mean, it can happen to anybody.
It
But
was
like,
like the one meme where, but instead of,
Sorry.
oh my god, I almost died!
No,
I almost died! That was so scary. Thank you.
it's okay.
Oh my god, that was so scary. He almost died. He almost died.
yeah, I was like, oh, as soon as I felt nothing anymore, I was like, dude, I gotta let go, let go, because I was like, I hope we don't die.
Albert thought he killed someone in class. I remember you came up to me. You were like, "Hey, I just choked Ben out. I don't know how to feel about this." And I was just like, "Hey, good job."
No, definitely not. He said it was no good. He was like, good choke, man, good choke. I was like, I didn't think it was. I mean, it was a good joke, yes, but geez, sent a little fear into me.
It's always good to know your own capabilities. See, and like that's the best part about jujitsu. If you spend 3 months in any gym, you could probably fuck up 90% of the world.
Yeah, because no one knows how to fight or don't get into conflict.
So
Our
many
world,
people think they
our
know
world
how
as
to
a
fight.
whole. Yeah, they be. they became so like a lot of people just became very, very civilized, and then they're just like, when I see red, bodies start dropping.
Exactly. Walk up to like 10 dudes and just ask them if they think they can fight. I bet 9 out of 10 will say yes. The one person who says no got his ass beat.
It's just totally different.
It's
Totally
like
different.
you don't know what you don't know until you know.
Yeah.
Like you had no idea that fighting is this complex. It's like a chess match.
Yeah, you're taking away pieces.
Bro, I think striking is an even bigger chess match than jiu-jitsu.
Oh, I have no experience in that. I tried sparring with you the one time, and I honestly didn't. I mean, I didn't know what the frick was going on because I didn't really have a real lesson. I was just kind of just seeing what I knew just from what obviously just didn't know.
One of these days, I'm gonna show you what it's actually like to spar with
Well, I gotta have a few
me.
lessons on how to strike first because I have no idea I didn't even know how to go properly guard my face.
No, you did not.
It's or guard the rest of my body. I mean, you taught me that one time, like checking kicks and stuff, and
Bro,
that's
checking
very
kicks
useful.
is fucking brutal. If somebody
It's
plows a kick into you, checking it only kind of makes it hurt less.
Yeah, but
It
the person sending it out,
Oh yeah, it hurts a lot more for the person sending it.
straight up deflection.
Bro, them shits are weird. You been hitting the body hard yet?
Not yet. I've been hitting the leg hard, like leg to thigh contact. What was that? What would you
Like
say that
kicks?
was? Yeah, like what percentage was that?
Probably like 30, 40%.
30 or 40%. Like at 30 or 40%, my leg was starting to cramp up. So I couldn't really imagine what a full leg kick or whatever, strike,
Well, you saw my
anything would feel
opponent.
like.
As soon as I kicked him, he was just like, "Yeah, we're not striking."
I mean, I mean, I've seen videos of like a professional boxer getting hit in uh the kidney. Isn't that where the weak spot is?
When your body, it's your liver. Kidneys are in
Or
your
your
back.
liver. You get hit in the liver, and then like he just all of a sudden collapses to the ground. It's
And
shuts
the
down your body.
and the weirdest thing is it's not like instant. Like you get hit, you know you got hit,
And
and
you
it feels like
stand
a
for a
thud.
second,
Yep,
and then
yep.
yeah, and then you come down like 3 seconds later.
It kind of feels like your body's rebooting. Like you have no control over it. Your body just decides it's done. I don't remember. I don't remember. I think it was a punch. Mike, it was either a punch or a kick. He fucking caught me in the liver, and I like took 2 steps backwards and then like face planted. Like I dropped hard, and it was so weird because it felt like my legs were just like we're done walking. Like I was telling my body to move, and it wasn't listening to me. It's the weirdest thing in the world to not have control over your body. And that's one of the reasons why I love martial arts, because I want to make sure that no one could ever make me fucking feel that. It feels so bad. When you start doing Muay Thai, you're gonna learn the scariest thing in the world is being tired when someone else isn't.
Yeah, because it's probably just a Hail Mary on you.
It's fucking terrifying because you're
And you're
trying your absolute best to defend yourself. They don't even have to be throwing hard shots. They can be throwing like the most playful shots in the world. But as long as it's like repeated, your brain just gets like overloaded and you just start like stressing the fuck out because you're so tired and you feel like you can't defend yourself.
Yeah.
And then the thoughts
There
start
was
going in your mind if it's like during practices. It's just like, what if this was on the street right now and he wasn't playing with me?
yeah, when we were doing drills the other day in class with like passing guard and whatnot, just this one guy was just I think he could have held guard on me. I don't know if I would have passed it or not because I'm still trying to get to that. or just trying to get decent at it. I think he could have held it as long as he wasn't tired, but he was so tired he just couldn't keep it. So I got past pretty easily.
It's terrifying being the only person who's tired. They're just laying it on you. Even in jiu-jitsu. Like when someone's going really hard and you're fucking exhausted, you feel like there's nothing you can do.
Yep.
Have you had to experience much of that yet? Or have you been lucky that nobody wants to fuck up a white belt?
Just that, yeah, just lucky.
I'm surprised you don't get harder work with all the other white belts. When I was a white belt, we all tried to kill each other.
I don't. I'm usually. I have enough skill to, in my opinion, obviously in my opinion,
Like dictate the pace with other
to
white
to
belts.
to dictate the pace. Yeah, because I can attack them and they don't. I mean, most people at my level don't know what the heck's going on. So it's just it just comes down to, yeah, I have that knowledge of that's like these many submissions and they're just defending the entire time and you know because I still don't have a stripe on my belt yet. Uh,
Getting there.
yeah,
I mean, my belt's naked too. And I've had it for a year.
yeah.
Although, shouldn't really
I
care
could.
about stripes and shit. It's kind of just like I see
Well, it's
belts
just
as a way to look around the
knowledge, you
room
know.
and guess how like good someone is.
Yeah, I do get that there's some people from like different places. You know, they were studying in different like uh gyms and stuff, and they got a purple when they probably couldn't have gotten a purple in the class
Now,
that they're
now
currently
we
in.
don't
You know,
have to go there.
but
Albert's doing a subliminal call out.
hey, it's when I am a white belt and I can apply that much pressure to a purple, there's obviously something wrong. But uh, I hate to say it, but I guess they were just going for all those years, and I don't know, they just had more time. I think a belts is also how much time they had in the gym as well,
That's
not
part
just
of it.
skill. It's just it all together as a whole. It just makes up it
But at the
most of the
same
time.
time, the one we have in Coach Micah's class was a white belt with Coach Micah, and I think he's only, I don't know if he just got his purple belt or if he's still only a four-stripe blue belt. But that
I mean,
should,
there was a.
but
Did you
that's
see
just an R
the
class too.
Did you see the blue belt that came from the one class or came from somewhere else and just was here for like a week that one time? And he was doing really well against the purple and brown belts. I
Uh,
I I couldn't imagine it. I don't know if they were going hard on him or not, but he was. I mean, I figured that they would have at least taken control in some parts
Interesting.
of the go, but
I'm
I don't
disappointed I
know if
wasn't able to see this guy.
there was this. I mean, he could be just like Louise. You know, he
That's
he
true.
could he could be what Louise could be when he
I'm
gets
just
his
mad I
blue.
don't know who you're talking about. I want to try. I want to go up against him.
That guy came like what, maybe like a month and a half, 2 months ago.
Damn, disappointing. I missed him. I like getting tough work in.
I
Feels
like
like
paying attention to like how everybody else rolls, but when I like oh wow, he did something really good, maybe I should try that next time, and then completely just blank whenever I'm rolling with someone else.
I feel like I'm at
It's
this weird point in my skill gap where I either smash or get smashed. Like I don't get too many like good rolls where it was like 50-50.
something you gotta keep your mind active when it comes to just learning jujitsu though too. It's
That's true.
you can't have your mind at break. I had my mind at break, I think, for the last like month and a half because I was like, oh wow, I'm starting to get it. Maybe I don't need to try as hard learning. Nah, that's
Ah,
wrong.
yeah, it's a constant progression. If you take a little break, you'll see it in your development too. Like you'll plateau. You need to
Yeah, and
continue pushing forward.
I started to realize this probably about 2 weeks ago. So I'm starting to just put my mind back into that mindset of I still need to absorb knowledge like crazy, probably until I get to at least brown belt, which is going to be years from now. So it's just a constant state of
Coach
awareness. And
George probably watches more technique videos than any of us at
I
black
don't know what
belt.
things are. I don't think I know. I don't. I mean, I'm not good at names, so learning the moves is like the hardest. Like the names of moves is like the hardest thing for me to learn. Actually doing them, I can remember and do them, and I'll be like, yeah, I did this where I like put my leg over this guy's elbow. It took me the longest time to figure out. Oh, that's called the omoplata, but
So,
it's
like with moves, there's usually a Japanese name and an American name. When you're learning them, try to look for the American name video and make remembering the name of the move easier.
yeah.
Think with
First name was like the easiest one was the Americana because
yeah.
it's obviously American. I mean, it has America in the name. I don't think it came from America though. I don't know why they call it. I
As a
mean, I
white belt,
doubt
is it easy for you to absorb like YouTube videos and stuff like that? Are you able to like watch
it.
techniques on video and understand what's going on?
At first, no, because they were like talking about like when I had no idea of what anything was called. I had to really pay attention to know what everything was called. Like the first time I heard like uh side control, I was obviously like, well, you're on the side, but where's the control part of it? Like where are the aspects? So I had to pay attention to every little detail, like making sure they can't get their arm braced in with their hips and get, in the real estate inside, but stuff like that. Uh it's easy to follow along when you know the names of things and kind of or have a concept of what they are, but there's still moves out there I don't understand, like the paper cutter. I didn't know what that was until last week. Um
I didn't know what that
so
was. Ben asked me if I knew the original paper cutter, and I looked like him, like I was dumb. I was like, oh, um, no. He was just like, oh, it's just this. I'm just like, yes, I've been caught in this before. That does not mean I know how to do it.
no, Coach Micah did that to me at I think Monday of last week. And I'm pretty dang sure Coach George saw what happened to me, and because for some reason that whole role with Micah was basically what we learned that entire week of how to like counteract everything I just encountered in that role. So I feel like uh, Coach George kind of paid attention to that and was like, "Wow, this white belt's really struggling there. We should probably just rewind this whole class into just trying like I felt like I was being singled out like, all right, you better listen you better watch here,
No, we're just doing anti-Micah class that way. That way the upper belts can get work on anti-Micah jiu-jitsu too, because Micah's a problem, bro. Bro fucks everyone
I
up on the mat. Coach
he
Micah is
kept he kept
insane.
he kept getting the north and south on me during the roll, and when we were being taught on Wednesday, Coach George was like, "Oh, now we're in Micah territory." I'm like, God.
Oh, Micah is so fast on the ground and on the feet. I feel sorry for anybody that tries to start a bar fight with him. They are they are in for a world of fucking pain. I'll tell you what, he's never wanted to hurt me, and I've been fucked up by him. He's never wanted or tried to hurt me, and he's fucked me up. I feel so bad for the person that he wants to fuck up. And like, Micah's striking showed me that I'm on the bottom of the ladder in terms of like martial arts abilities. It is like night and day. Like if you think I am anywhere near good at striking, try sparring with Georgie, spar with Rob, spar with Micah. Hell, fucking Wyatt's getting good as shit at this point. Wyatt's fucking challenged to me now. Like those are some getting to be some good strikers. I think Wyatt's talking about doing like a striking match like Georgie did coming up here.
Yeah.
I heard him talking to Georgie and Coach Micah about it, and he was saying something to Hannah about it, I think, after class. But he
Is
doesn't think
it
he's ready yet, but that's what he's planning on doing here pretty
is he
soon.
truly like Like, is his skill truly there, or is it because he
I
has
can't
skill,
say I can't
but
say
it's
that for
because of his
striking.
long reach? Because he has insane reach.
He's always going to have that reach in his weight class. I doubt there's going to be anybody that's taller than him at like the 150 class.
Yeah, because I don't know. There's not too many people that are that tall. You
Although
know,
his
it's not.
problem is going to be fighting really small, bull rushy, jacked ass fighters.
Yeah,
Because now if he's fighting super small guys, his reach might be a disadvantage to him.
that's very
Because
true.
now as soon as they
Yeah,
get into his reach, he's super jammed.
yeah.
A lot of
All
times
right,
the shorter fighter has the advantage.
that's that's my experience with Coach George's wife.
Exactly. You get in there and there's nothing you can do.
She
It's just
constantly
two
pulls
feet of
guard.
pain.
How does she pull guard that often? I don't know. It's just
Her
magic.
entire body is her guard. Bro, you'll be up at her head and you'll be inside of her guard. It's fucking confusing.
It's it's funny because everyone makes fun of her for her shortness, and then she just absolutely destroys some people. It's great.
Like, yeah. You make all the jokes you want. Have fun trying to figure out how to get past a foot of legs and 2 feet of body. Have fun figuring it out. Because I have not been able to in the 3 years that I've been there.
Oh man.
It's just constant feet and face. I don't understand it. How do you fold yourself in half like a fucking lawn chair and still move around? Like, it's not just the fact that she can, like, put her feet up towards her head. It's the fact that she can do that and then, like, spin around to follow you. It's like,
It's
do
so
you have
screwed up.
suction
Like,
cups on your
oh
back that,
wow.
like, maneuver you on the floor?
I
She,
could have swore I got like I did get past her. I did get past her the one point. I did. But as soon as I bounced up or tried sliding up, because I knew I had to slide up, not bounce up, because then she would have gotten her legs or whatever in. And I did get like a what do you call it? When you slide your like leg through like a baseball slide
yeah,
in slide control. What is it called?
baseball slot. You talking about queso?
Kesa. I
Queso
was in
Gatami.
Kesa, and there was no space for her to like get into. I slide up
Hold up, pause real quick.
into.
For our American viewers, that's also called scarf hold.
Oh,
All right, keep
okay.
going.
So I like slide up into side control, and somehow I'm in her full guard. It's crazy.
It's impossible to pass, dude.
It really
There
is.
is no guard to pass. It's just 100% guard.
I feel like the smaller you are, the more or the faster you learn, just because I mean, it's easier for you
I wouldn't say it's easier.
in some
I
cases.
think each body type has its own positives and negatives. Like
There
when you're
is, yeah.
super big and like muscular, you're going to
Well,
be
you
really
gotta
good at like keeping
her
pressure.
defense. Her defense is so insane. So like her like
It has to
earlier
be, dog. You
belts,
can curl her.
her her earlier belts had to have been like a breeze to her.
I wouldn't say that. I think she's that good because she got fucked up so many times early on. You don't get better by winning. You get better by losing. If you're
True.
winning all the time, you don't know what's bad. Another reason why I want you to go to the tournament, because even if you fucking lose, you know what we know what we need to work on, and we're not going to know that
Well,
until you go to
as
a
a white
tournament.
belt, I just need work on everything.
Yes,
Honestly, I just feel
okay,
like I'm going because
but
I need to experience
but
it.
you're
That's about it
okay.
so
So
far.
yes, you need to work on everything, but then this will also show you your strengths and weaknesses where you are now. Well, you do need to work on everything. This is going to show you where you are strongest and where you're weakest. That you wouldn't know because we all roll together all the time. We all know each
Oh,
other's game, either
oh,
like
I
subconsciously or
guarantee.
consciously.
I guarantee. that I am not going to be pulling guard the very first time, and I see someone pull guard, it's going to be the hardest thing for me to do is to pass their freaking guard.
If somebody pulls
So
guard
I'm
on
going to be
you,
working on that right now. I got to work on shooting, and I also got to work on just passing guard.
exactly. Do you know the like Torianda pass that we were doing the other day, where you put their knee in their face?
Yeah. Yep. Make
Yeah,
it uncomfortable for them.
yeah, that's like one of the best ways to pass some guard if someone pulls. Because as soon as
Yeah.
if they pull guard in front of you, dog, and they're dumb enough not to stay connected with you, grab their ankles and send them bitches to the air. When you're in a tournament, don't care about hurting them. Like, don't purposely fuck them up, but don't think about wanting to keep them safe. Like if you're rolling with me
Well,
or something like that.
Coach George was like saying, I don't know if it was like legal or not, but he like for example, he pulled someone up and basically had them standing on their head to flip them over.
I do that to you in practice, dog.
Yeah. Are we like allowed to do that in tournaments? Because
Yeah,
I don't
dog.
think it
Yeah.
that's crazy.
Well, you'll either move out of the way or suffer the consequences.
Instant back, I'm going for it.
Exactly, dog. Fucking just grab their heels and throw them shits to the sky. Grab the waist, flip them over. You do just
Biggest thing for me
work wrestling with
is
Eduardo and me. Eduardo for like your lower level stuff, but his shots are amazing. Eduardo can take me down. He'll help you with like he can teach you shots. He knows way more shots than I do. I know like your basic single leg, double leg, ankle pick. I was a very simple wrestler. Eduardo was a fancy wrestler.
well, he's not gonna like me now. I'm gonna pick his brain.
Just do takedowns with him too. But in your wipeout tournament, I don't think you're going to get against too many people who are going to be good at taking you.
To be honest, I don't know if I'll be running into a lot of people who know anything
It's good,
because
exactly.
because I think what there's like what you said there's like 3 tiers to belts, like people who like
I
know
don't know if
nothing
this one's set
intermediate
up
and then
that
a
way.
high level
I don't
white
know if
belt
I don't know
or
if this one's set up that way, but yeah, that's usually
because
how it is.
if I have no stripes, I'm gonna be going up against someone who is I think has as much knowledge as me or a little bit more
With a no
knowledge
stripe
or
white belt, you'll still probably end up going up against a four stripe white belt. But that doesn't mean much. Bro,
well,
we're at
that
the
could
best
mean that
we're
they
at the best
have
gym in the area.
that could mean that they have 2 years of experience though
So,
of being on the mats. But
doesn't mean they're good.
meanwhile, I'm on my sixth.
Month.
Yeah,
You said
month.
2 years
Well,
and you
yeah,
went, I'm on my sixth. If you
this
were a
month. Yeah,
6 year
yeah,
white
no,
belt,
sorry.
Albert, I would be
Yeah, yeah,
so
yeah.
disappointed in you.
It's just a tactic. Gets in their minds.
Actually, Albert, you got a good idea. A 6 year white belt would fuck up any other white belt. Fuck it. I'm gonna tell Coach George I wanted my white belt back. I'm gonna go and run the white belt division, dog.
Say I don't deserve this blue belt anymore. I need to go backwards.
Bro, you see, and then see, okay, so your fear of like white about like having to deal with like a four stripe white belt, I'm gonna have to deal with a four stripe blue belt.
Yeah.
So you're not alone, but we're gonna beat them because we're at the best school there is. You're not gonna find better coaches. That's just how it is. Coach George, Coach Micah, Coach Adam, Coach Hannah, all of them, great fucking coaches. Wouldn't ask for a better team. All
These
right,
drills are killer though. I'm telling you.
all right. They're
I
amazing.
I woke up the one morning and I had rubber legs. You weren't there for warm up.
I don't do warm
Oh,
ups.
warm up was insane. Y'all, you're lucky you didn't go. You would have gotten a really big leg workout. I mean, we were like I don't even know what they were called. We were sitting on the ground like like someone from Japan would, like on our shins and stuff, and then we would literally just
Samurai walks?
squat jump up
Oh.
from that position.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, that sucked because we had to do it 3 times through, and then we had to do, what was the other things called? Uh, I don't even know how to explain it, but it was a leg workout. I know you already hit legs that day, but
All right. I think that's gonna be it. Have anything else to say about Jiu-Jitsu or York MMA?
gotta give it a try. If anybody who is looking for, I'm a white belt. That hasn't been coming for that long. It's gotta give it a try. If you enjoy it like I do, you'll really appreciate it later.
It's an addiction.
To some people just can't handle the fact that they get their butts whooped for a good long while. But it's improvement. It's you're only human. You can't just be perfect immediately.
Love it. Wouldn't trade it for anything in the world.